Hey gang, episode 13 of Old Blokes Love Sneakers 2. Today you get to hear that Luke finally gets a pair. The bots didn't win this time. We talk in Luke's stash around some more cries for help. Luke just needs some help understanding what shoes to wear and when. Last week we started that conversation around understanding how to take a compliment and how to receive a compliment about sneakers. We dive into that a little bit more. As always, Joel's seal of approval is getting heated. There's a lot of competition between myself and Luke. It's getting fiery. One of us gets a win, the other one doesn't. As always, make sure you check out our podcast, Cilia. You check out our YouTube stuff. We're still doing some more. Spilling the Kicks is back next week, so get on to that. Lots of other content coming. We will see you soon. Hello, welcome to Old Blokes Love Sneakers 2, episode 13. YouTube and podcast as always, joined by the originals. Hello, Lukey. Bit of a hoodie going on, mate.
Yeah, it's cold in Brisbane.
Say what? Say that again?
It's cold in Brisbane.
It's not cold. It's not cold.
Well, is it like
it's all
25?
Relative.
It is.
25.
I'll tell you, we're going to do a quick weather check. This is cutting edge.
Oh, my God.
At the moment, it's cold, and it is 18 degrees.
Yeah, you see? Get some perspective.
Mate. That's snow. That's snow. You need to get in bunker.
Freezing.
When you wake up and you're looking for the plus sign in front of the temperature, then call me and tell me it's cold.
Cold.
Anyway, how are we, Luke? Are we all right? The cold's not too bad for you?
Yeah, I haven't got any fireplaces on, if that's what you're asking.
Don't know if you're allowed to be on today. Speaking of fireplaces, Joel, have you got your fireplaces on?
No, I don't, mate. I am fireplaceless today, but I'm just sitting here marveling at your backdrop. This is
pretty
impressive work. We've gone professional.
Got a bit professional. It looks a bit green screeny. It came out. It's good. It's done well. Ulrika's yelling out, you're welcome. So she reckons she's the one who's done this for us. But hey, we've got some old boys.
All the good stuff gets done from her. And also, just looking at that, if you squint and look at it real quickly, it looks like some sort of Nazi thing.
Hey. Okay, we're going to be editing that
back
up.
to your Instagram show. What was it called again?
Oh my God! All right, we're coming in hot today, Lukey, aren't we? We're a bit fired up.
That's very nice.
I was going to say I thought you got some sneakers this week, mate. You didn't miss out. You'd be normally angry when you miss.
Oh yeah, no, I did actually. I forgot that I bought those.
You can't be angry. What did you get this week, my man? What did you get?
Joel, what did I get? What are they called? I don't know what they're called.
I don't know. Do they have a massive air bubble in the bottom of them?
Are they
20s or something?
No. What are those? I got them on Saturday. Those.
Oh yeah. No, to be honest, mate, I was actually a little bit taken aback. I didn't realise that the release was coming up, and you told me about it, and I was all like, "Well done, mate. I'm really happy for you." But inside, it's just pain. It's just like, why wasn't I aware, and what didn't I do? Why didn't I bloody pay attention? So it was the Jordan 5 top 3.
Is that what it's called? Top 3?
Yeah, top 3.
Yeah. So there you go, Paulie. Those.
Thanks, Joel. Luke, that was great to see what Luke got.
Yeah,
we're a team.
I don't buy shoes for me. I buy them for Joel's approval.
Are you bringing them up on Joel's seal of approval? Is that your shoe?
Yeah, I can't. We're not allowed to put Jordans on Joel's seal of approval. That's why we haven't got.
Man, you'd be sorted with those, though, yeah.
Anyway, what else have we been chasing this week, boys? Luke, you got anything else you chased this week?
Yeah, I'm just chasing some stock. That would be nice. I went to Nike again today. I went to Nike and Adidas today, and there's nothing. Neither of them have had a delivery in what seems like a very long time. So I'm just looking for anything new, anything that's not shit would be really, really good. So that would be an awesome help. I'm also would love for Maxi shoes to turn up. They're part of a consignment of odd size shoes that got misdelivered. That include his, the son of one of my principal suppliers, and someone else related to me, and it's not like making me look especially good by not being able to supply said sneakers, because they are physically somewhere, they're just not physically here. So
is that why around the sneaker in 130 days has been pulled, mate? Max is not happy.
Yeah, I was too stressed about the non-delivery. No, it's first reason it hasn't been pulled, it's on a hiatus, is one, I need to make a list because I can't remember what shoes I've made videos on. And secondly, the buying population in Australia have tried to fit 2 months worth of car buying into 2 weeks. So my time is pretty much spent doing those sorts of activities. So, except for you two, because you two both drive the same car and neither of you have bought a new one.
Yeah, well, neither of us have got any money for cars because we spend, well, respectively, money on shoes and money on backdrops.
I bought a backdrop, mate.
There's no money left.
That's a good point, actually. The backdrop was a worthy investment, and your organising was time well spent. I need to step my game up.
Hey, what have you been after, Joel, this week? Anything?
I've been sending you guys a bunch of things that are coming out this year and next year, and just like sort of highlighting the urgent need for a bot and for someone to look after that shit for us, because let's face it, we're not down with JavaScript. So, you know, as much as there's a small part of me that says, you know, invest your time, read a textbook on how to do this. The reality is it's not happening. So, you know, we need to find some exuberant, youthful young fellow who can look after that for us. But there's a bunch of good releases coming out. We've got there's a bunch of good Jordan 4s. We've got the Fire Red Jordan 4s coming out later this year. We've got the Military Blues coming out. We've got some Jordan 3s with an interesting heel logo design. I don't know if you guys have seen this one. It's pretty crazy. It's got the Jordan logo on the actual leather, and then there's a translucent. Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. There's a translucent tab that sits over the top of it, which has got the Nike Air on it.
Yeah, it's got to be one or the other. Actually, it's got to be one, not the Jumpman, and give us the Nike Air, and then we can be done with it.
Yeah, exactly. But go, you know, yeah, exactly. So, but they're doing that on a colorway that is pretty much the Jordan 3 white cement, which is, you know, the classic. Oh, that's what else is coming out next year. The Jordan 4 white cement, which dropped in 2016. It's all white and it's got the elephant print highlights on it. It's one of those bloody gorgeous things. I'll grab it from the shelf in a minute. Anyway, next year it's dropping. So anyway, we've got to get onto this. We've got to get onto some bots, boys. We're not going to do this. I mean, Luke's experience with sneakers.com is telling.
Hand up, Luke.
Yeah, the reason I've got my hand up is because something, I just learned something. Apparently, if you need to learn how to code, you need a textbook. Is that right? Is that how we... I'm interested in becoming a Formula 1 driver. Is there a textbook on the subject?
There's those dummy guides. There's the dummies guides to shoe bots.
Yeah, I'm failing at the first hurdle, mate. So this is my problem. As soon as someone said learn about it, I kind of went.
Do I need a book?
To be fair to us, the producer is in, because when I was the producer's age, no shit, I was professionally I was the help desk.
Right.
And I did system rollouts, and we went from dumb like green screen stuff to PC based. I was installing all that stuff. That's what I was doing. Yeah. And so when people had computer problems, I was actually getting paid to go to their house and fix their shit as well, because I knew, and I was just doing it for my mates and shit and their parents and everybody. Installing Windows. So I was sat in front of a computer waiting for Windows to load so many times. My point is...
With the discs.
That's right. No, it's failed. Oh, the backup's failed. Do it again. Oh, no, it gets corrupt. Oh, the CD's scratched. Have you got any toothpaste? But...
Sticky tape. Sticky tape was the best thing.
Now, we're beyond that now, significantly. We can't learn anything new at this point. There's no chance.
This is true.
But the youngster, he should be doing all this shit. He should be bodying us just completely from here to nowhere. Like, he should be dedicating every minute of his life in the 4chan forums, dark webbing our way to all the Jordan releases. Yeah.
You know what's happened?
Yeah.
He's too old now. He's over 20. He's too old. We've had to supersede him. That's why we've got Fred. That's why we've got Freddy. He's helping us out.
We need to get Freddy on.
Come on, Freddy.
Freddy's
Let's
onto
go.
it. Did you see
where's
five from
Where's
last
my
week?
Ben and Jerry's, Freddy?
We don't want those. We've told him not to get you those. We're not giving you. No, but he had 5 last week, and I reckon all 5 we would have brought. There's some stuff coming out in the next couple of months that are phenomenal. I've said I'm not buying anything, but Ulrika's listening, so I'm in big trouble. But yeah, there's some stuff out that we need to get, definitely.
Joel and I will pay for Freddy's bot if he can use it to get new releases and sell to us. We'll even give him a little bit of for your troubles money. I just don't want this whole
Absolutely.
paying double and then waiting
troubles,
4 months for them to get here.
100%.
Hey,
Money
Not
talks.
100%. More like 10%.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
150% he needs. He needs 150%.
That's right.
Hey, I need to thank you, Lukey, for my shoes.
Hey,
Much
you're
appreciated.
You're welcome.
Very nice. The fly nets are sensational. Those
They were really nice. They almost never left this house. They were very nice. They're a bit different to mine. I really like the ones that you got. Really
They're
nice.
great. They've actually come. I wore them to Joel's house on Friday when we had a few drinkies. They were very light. They're really light shoes. Amazing.
That reminds me of that underhanded comment that Joel made about me on YouTube.
only one underhanded.
Which one, Luke? There's so many.
Yeah, well, when you said that your legs were strong enough to wear proper Air Force Ones. What a prick. Yeah.
No, I'm totally down with the lightweight comfort that you so desire. Man, that's great.
Sorry, that's why I was raising my hand before. Unpopular opinion. The other day, I've spent a lot of time on the sunny Gold Coast recently because I've been doing some car stuff, and I went out and left the house the other day, and I thought, what's going to match this ensemble? Cool grey Jordan 4s. Okay, yep, no problems. I wear them. About halfway through the day, I start getting the pain on my left foot right around the top of the big toe. Not the pointy end, the bit where it joins to my foot. I thought, that's odd. Turns out these Jordan 4s, along with a lot of other Jordan 4s, have got some sort of comfort factor scenario. There's something wrong with those shoes. They're funny. All of them wear different, and all of them poke me for different reasons. And I don't have the problem with the 3s, and I don't have the problem with the 5s. 4s, buyer beware. If they don't suit you, you might end up having a pretty expensive little, laugh what you want, funny boy. No.
There are 6 pairs right behind me, and not one of these pairs causes me issues like they cause
Must be
you.
the weather, either that, or you're too pissed. You're too pissed of having them on after half an hour. You already get stuck into the drinks. You can't even feel.
That's right. I'm never sober. I never feel it.
No.
This could
Jordan,
also be true.
Jordan 4s. That's how you wear the Jordan 4s, Luke. Never sober.
No problem.
Never sober.
I could not wait to get them off. So,
Hey, speaking of wearing, Luke, that's a really good segue, my friend, to Luke's stash.
Yes. Oh, you're going to love this week. I've done it both for both of you.
Oh, really? Let's do it. Luke's
Excited.
Look at that skibby. Look at that skibby.
All right. We're up to. Go for it, my friend.
That's not it.
Ooh, wowee.
That's not it. That's the wrong image. We're going to have to.
Okay. We'll just sit here, wait for the next image, Max, and you can edit.
Yeah, that's all good. It's on its way.
Luke looks like he's got antennas behind him. You
Right.
guys notice that?
Yes, actually I do. Christmas reindeers.
You do too. That's a good backdrop. You have to pay for that, Lukey?
Yes. These are the I know what I call them. Hang on. They are I named them something. I should really get. These are the Balenciaga match logo trainer. Now, I need to.
Are they? You wearing them?
I've got these on now.
You've got them on, right?
Okay, you can see now.
Yeah.
hear me out, because I would normally not do that. I've worn them all day too, and they've been very comfortable. These are canvas low shoes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can get shoes like this from Kmart for probably $15.
Yeah.
I'm going to let you guys guess these weren't $15.
No, not $15.
They were significantly more. But in their defense, there are certain sections of the population that if I turn up wearing this ensemble with a different type of footwear, like a pair of Jordan 4s or a Nike Air Max running shoe, that they are a little confused about what side of the, what kind of Platinum American Express card I actually do have. So as a
What the
yeah, as a grown up, sometimes I have to err on the side of corporate cooperation and tone it down a little bit. And this I have found today. I gave it a trial run, believe it or not, and maybe I incorporated the suit jacket from last week's episode. I'm not going to lie, but that together with these jeans and these shoes got me a. You're looking very sharp, Luke. So, and if I had the J's on, someone would have made some snide comment, oh, like the Jordans, as if to say, what the fuck's with the Jordans, buddy? So,
where were we today, Luke?
I'm not going to go into details to protect them and their corporate interests, but let's just say it was a place that has a cost of entry. Let's put it that way, okay? The place has a cost of entry. You're not getting in there unless you spend...
And that's just got my mind wandering.
No, I'm all over the place.
You guys off air. Oh, hi, Frank.
Hey, Frankie!
Hey, Frankie!
Yeah.
So what you're telling us is you've been dressing for your age, and
that's the thing. I'm just.
I don't know what this entry place is. Did you go to the zoo? Did you go...
No, it's not the zoo. It's not the zoo. It's nothing special. Okay, it's not like some. It's not like everybody's there. It's not like Rush Hour 2 or something. Regardless. All right, Frank. You know you're on live right now, so could you please move it along?
Yeah.
Can you also close the laundry door for me real quick? Yeah, thank you. Regardless.
She's taking
Family show.
Yeah.
She's now going to stand in the whole background for the whole time.
But anyway, that's why I put these in the stash, because I wanted to talk to you guys about, because I know for a fact that Mr. Lacoste over there has been wearing...
Paul's all over this. This is Paul's look, right?
I'm understanding. I know what you're talking about.
Paul knows about how to match shoes like that with a cardigan.
But see, the thing is that with Joel, he's got a full, undeniable head of hair. So when he attends these, he's in these scenarios, even if he has a mauve pair of Jordans, it's the fact that he has so much hair that is the talking point, not the Jordan.
What are you on about?
No one looks at my feet. It's true. No one ever looks at my feet.
Yep.
Yeah,
So much hair. So much hair.
Jordan looks hair, right?
They're like, geez, that's really defying gravity there.
Tell us about these shoes. So what? So you brought them because you need.
I didn't buy them. These were a gift because I've got other, as you guys know, I've got the other Balenciagas, and then my wife bought them. She got them from, they came incredibly packaged from Europe. They're from Matches Fashion or one of those places, Nordstrom's, I don't know. Okay. So they're about, you'll love this, they're about $700.
What?
But I believe these were half price. So I'm going to say they're about I think they're $750, they're down $375. They come.
They've only got half the writing on the bottom.
Yes, because
I know.
When you do that.
Amazing.
Hey, can you put them on and do that for me? Because I want to see them on.
That's not something. That's yeah. So and then the soles are a little bit fancy, but these did have they came distressed, which was weird. Like this isn't from me wearing them. This is how they come. Like he's screwing his face up because that's
a distressed fan. It's a waste.
No, it's stupid, isn't it? Not heavily distressed, but mildly distressed. They do have. This is the thing. They're so close to a canvas, really basic sneaker, but then when you look at them closely, they have all these details that make that prove that they're not. But you have to look at them so closely. So they actually have, you can't see it. It's not going to show up. I could literally hold a bloody blue light on it and you couldn't see it. It has the Balenciaga all stitched through here, but it's in black in really fine stitching. So unless you go, you can't see it, which is kind of pointless. But look, I've worn them all day. I've been kicking goals with them. They are comfortable. I do feel a little less conspicuous, which will lead into our next segment.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's the... Yeah,
just they're a bit more low key, and they're just a little bit more.
Yeah.
You guys went to university, and I did it, and this, well, I did, but not for very long, not for long enough for it to make a difference. So, this is a level. This is a playing field leveler. These pair of shoes.
It's one of those, you know. Unfortunately, it's still about the name, right? It's still, if you know, you know. And people would have gone, "Hey, he's got Balenciagas. That's pretty cool, isn't it?"
Yeah,
maybe.
You raise a good point, though, Luke. I mean, if you have a pair of shoes like that, very you know, easy for people to, you know, be fooled into thinking that you've actually spent, you know, 3 to 6 years at a university applying yourself to, you know, just by a quick look away from the shining light of your head. Down to the feet will reveal that there is an education behind this man that, you know, is befitting of his years.
See, I don't have two. I don't have 2 fireplaces. I don't have 2 fireplaces. I don't even have 1 fireplace. So I haven't got that going for me. So basically, people see that, they see my beard, that confuses them. Then if I've got Jordans, and they see the cut, it's like immediately they do the cashed up Bogan calculation. That's what it is. And I'm trying, and you guys know me, I am in no way fall into that category. So
definitely cashed up. You're not the Bogan bit. We'll give you that.
Exactly. So this is telling everyone that I'm not, I'm not a hype beast. I'm just a...
Oh, no, that says that you're a hype beast. You can't hold a pair of Balenciagas up and say you're not a hype beast.
I don't know if it's a hype beast, but it's definitely, you know, it's a shoe, something shoe. You know what it is, Luke.
No, but okay. What happens if this was just white? If this was, if these were the Polo brand low...
Well, yeah, for starters, they'd be $15.
No, but Polo, let's say the Polo ones, they're $130. What happens if they were them? What would it be saying a different thing than these are saying?
Well, no. I think if you wore that with a knitted sweater just wrapped around your shoulders, as if to say my torso's kind of warm enough in 18 degrees, but it's my shoulders that I'm really feeling the pinch here. You know,
I don't know.
Polo shirt tucked in, definitely, with some kind of woven belt.
Just
a woven belt.
As long as you're on your way to your yacht, then it's fine, mate. We're all good.
Yeah.
Do I?
That's fine. I'm down.
Do I have to start wearing glasses with no lenses like LeBron so I can seem smart?
Well, I don't know. If he's the example, then don't. It doesn't work for you.
We want to see them. Hey, so really, this week's Luke's stash was a cry for help. That's what I'm reading into this.
No, it's an interpretive maneuver, and I honestly wanted your opinion without, getting made fun of, ridiculed.
I really think that was going to happen.
For trying to take things up a level with a little bit of maturity. That's all I was after.
No, I appreciate the diverse looks that are Luke. I mean, every week we're surprised.
Look at this, see? This works, right? If you could have done that today, you would have been straight in.
There you go.
I still want to know what this club was that you paid to go into.
It's not a club that I paid to go into.
Oh, okay. So
you wouldn't go in there if you hadn't paid.
That's a riddle for another time. It's a car park. Is that a car park?
Any clearer for you? That's not any clearer for me.
Not one. It's because you guys don't live in that universe because you don't need to because you went to uni. Did we just wear shoes befitting of our age? I mean, who can tell?
We definitely don't do that. Hey, thank you, Luke. Always interesting, Luke's stash. Always interesting. You tell me about it. That's for help and everything are interesting.
That's as bad as I like them for you.
Hey, last week we did a little bit of a chat about something in Luke's stash. It seems to be like the helpline at the moment. When someone complimented your sneakers, all right?
Yeah.
And we weren't sure, and you asked for some advice, and as always, we slated you and gave you some grief, which is the way we work it. We want to be a bit serious now. We want to understand what should we actually do when someone compliments sneakers? Joel, we've been talking about this through this around last week.
You're going to start with me.
Who compliments you first of all? Under what circumstances do you get the compliments, and how do you react to them?
Well, I mean, let's just start off with, usually because I've got such a Jordan collection, people usually start off with the question that you just brought up. What the hell are those Jordans doing on your feet if you're such an old man and you've been to university?
Finished.
I did ponder this question, coming up off the back of Luke, raising up last week after wearing his off-whites down the street, and all the young fellas just kind of like, oh my God, you're like a god. We just want to worship you. I can't believe that, you're in our neighborhood. Please come back. Let's meet here every day and let's spend time together.
That's right.
Yeah. But I can honestly say that I have never really given a shit about people complimenting me on shoes or things that I own. And this is serious conversation, goes back to why I buy stuff that I like. I like it. I like design. I like things that look good.
Yeah.
I'm all about beautiful products, beautiful objects. And I remember being of that age, probably 15 or 16, and being able to buy clothes for the first time and really challenging my parents, and just going out and exploring and buying whatever the hell I wanted to, spending $100 on my first pair of sneakers, which were Reebok. Confession time.
Uh-oh.
And I only ever did it because I was only ever interested in what it meant to me. And as you boys know, the obsession with sneakers is not the end of it. There's a bike collection as well. And if my mates rock up to me on the start of a bike ride and they say, "Hey, nice bike, man, I'm so jealous," that makes me feel like shit, actually, because I'm more kind of interested in them just enjoying their stuff and me enjoying mine. So I'm not really down with the compliments. I'll dish them out. That's a separate topic. I'll dish them out.
Paul,
what if someone says it, Jolie? Someone says, "Hey, love your sneakers, right? Love the Jordan Royals."
He's getting the point.
So I will respectfully appreciate the compliment and say something surprising like, "Thanks."
Okay.
But I don't really look for it.
No, so we've got 8 minutes and I say thanks.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? It's a hard thing to do because, we had it the other day when we were standing around, Jolie, and that guy said to us, "Hey, I love your sneakers." And we were like, "Yeah, thanks very much."
Did he say that to you, or did he say that to me, or did he say that to us?
To me. He said it to me, but he pretended it was to you. So
is that right?
I'll let you run with it. Yeah, it was cool. No, but it's a serious thing, right? Because some people you say it to, and then the other thing is, who do you actually say it to? Have you said it to anyone before, Lukey? Have you actually complimented someone on their sneakers, and what's their response?
I compliment people on their stuff all the time because identical to what I say some things in jest, but exactly what Joel was saying. If you look at all the different things that make up my universe, especially things that I've invested in, not a single one of them is to please anyone else but me or maybe my wife. Not a single one. I've had 11 Lexuses. And if you want to go out of your way to not please anyone, buy a Lexus, because nobody fucking cares when you own a Lexus, let me tell you. And from the day dot, that's what my dream, my passion was chasing. It's moved on a little bit, but I'm still a big fan. All the stuff, I've got pink joyrides back there. I've got all sorts of stuff that I like because I like it. But the thing is, what I wasn't prepared for is when I go out and stuff, I got it in the cement 4s the other day. Obviously, the 5s, when I wear the fire reds. I'm just getting it all the damn time now because of the bottom portion of the screen has motivated me in a good way to go out and get some nice Jordans. And I'm getting this from just people, randoms, walking up and fawning over my shoes. And I feel it's an awkward scenario. You know, it's an awkward situation to be in.
I'm here. Look,
And I don't, like, what am I supposed to do? If I had a card or a sticker, I could deflect it, but I don't, and I have to go.
Anytime you want to make them, they're yours. You make them, show me, and I'll approve them. We're done. Anyway, I did some research for you. Look, I've got some research. What to say when receiving compliments?
Okay.
I did some digging, right? I did some digging. No, I'm being serious. There was actually nothing on. I actually looked up what to do when receiving sneaker compliments. And there was some weird stuff there about when a girl compliments your sneakers or when you compliment a girl's sneakers. But anyway, I went with this one. So how to accept a compliment. 4 ways to respond graciously. Say thank you and nothing else.
Wow.
Right, we've already got that. We've checked. We could do that one. This one was sharing interesting detail. I like this one. All right. So, hey, say thanks for that. Did you know these were, I stole these from Joel, or hey, that sort of stuff. Well, that was a good one, Luke. Interesting details, especially like with your off-white laces.
Yes. No, I did that with the guys from there's a sports store up here at the Gold Coast, and I had 4s, he had 4s, and it started a conversation about, going on sneakers.com, what a piece of shit that was, and how, what I'd been able to find and get at retail, and they're like, oh my God, and I told them, what's a really good get, and you can still get those red 3s, and that they're fantastic, well put together shoe, and if you haven't got them, you should get them. Yep. And we had a nice little chat about it. It was fine. But that was just because I had those basic, grey 4s, and I mean, they're something a little light. But for the real hype stuff, people lose their shit.
But it's I think it's a different crew. And then the next one was to ask a question. I don't think this applies to shoes, This is ask when someone gives you kudos, see if you can get them to elaborate. Ask them for their feedback.
So something like when someone compliments Luke on his off-white Jordans, he could say, have you been to university? Because
that's it.
I have, even though my shoes say otherwise. My friend rides a carbon fiber push bike. What say you? Yeah. Just a totally random detail. Nothing to do with the shoes.
All right. And the last one was share the love, compliment them back, which is pretty obvious, right? So there's nothing there that's rocket scientist. I think I like thank you the best.
Yeah, I think it's important to be honest. So if someone compliments me on my shoes and their shoes aren't very nice, I'm not going to say you've got nice shoes. No. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to say
I love the Crocs. Those Crocs rock.
Your shoes aren't very good.
Okay.
They're trash.
Well, okay, I'll ask you a thing. Your life and the way that you built it, getting to this point and beyond, is built up by moments of inspiration, people you've met, things you've seen, goals that you've had. Some of the things that's happened to me in the past is because of the generosity of a stranger introducing me to something that has motivated me to push. So when I was 16, and I've got to think what year that was, one of my brother's friends' boss had an LS 400, which was brand new here. It was an amazing car. It was like a spaceship. Took me for a ride in it. From that day, I was like, that's it. No matter what, I'm going to get to this place. And that was something that was like deep-seated, emotionally, inspirational and everything. If you are in possession of some particularly awe-inspiring sneakers, is there anything else that you can do in a completely modest and considered way to offer? So we're talking about 16-year-old kids, or kids that a lot of these dudes as well, they don't have, they don't have the luxury of they don't have like people out there that they can just sort of reach out and be like, hey, they have people online, fake celebrities, people on Instagram, they see that's all this bullshit and everything like that, but they don't actually have like a guy that can be like, hey, you know what's good is go to TAFE for a year, and you can, not that I'm going and handing out big life advice tips, but there is a thing there that you can just like, you can spread a little bit of positivity. But I just don't know what the deliverance is without A, coming across real preachy, or B, getting robbed, or both. C, just being like a creep.
All right. Yeah. I don't know. It's an interesting one. I think, thanks. Hey, they're pretty good. Yeah, I enjoy them. I reckon that's what I would be doing. I just wanted to do this quickly before we wrap this up. In the other way, right? There was things about what you shouldn't do when you want to compliment someone. I thought I'd tell you these. Act weird. Remember, it's just a pair of shoes. Stay cool. Stare at the shoes.
Sure, it's super dope pair, and there's no problem with taking a couple of looks. Just don't be that guy that can't take his eyes off the shoes.
That's you. That's you.
Yeah.
All right,
mean-
that's me.
Yeah.
Sure. And then the last one is ask if you can. I love this one. This is my favorite. Ask if you can touch the shoes. Don't ask if you can touch the shoes. Hey,
Sound
anyway,
advice.
interesting. I don't think we actually solved it, which is
Not
probably
at
the way
all.
we
Made
never
it
solved
much worse. And I still don't know what happens to Joel when he gets in the lift, going to his office Friday morning. He's got some pair of, purple 11s or something. And Jenny from fucking whatever logistics goes, "Hey, Joel, I love those sneakers. Big Michael Jordan fan, are you?" And you say,
I'm married, Jenny.
"See, there's Fred."
What a perfect way to end it. That's the episode right there. I'm married, Jenny. You needed to be Karen. It would have been better. Hey, we are going to hand over to some sensible stuff in this podcast. We're going to hand over to Freddy now. He's going to give you what's coming up for the next week, and we'll be back after that.
Hey guys, so I'm Fred from Creased Up Kicks. I'm going to be doing the release calendar for this week. So this week's pretty small, like not too many releases. So I'll only have 3 shoes. But yeah, I'll get to the first one. The first one is the Nike Dunk Low Marine. It's a remake similar to one of the OG Dunks called the Sharks, featuring an orange and blue upper. And those were released through skate stores and special Nike retailers. So they are a special release, and they're not a SB. So they're not going to release in skate stores, but they will release at stores such as Supply Store, Nike AU Online, possibly Sneaker Boy, and most of your regular Nike Dunk stores, such as Subtype as well, which don't usually stock SBs, but just Nike Dunks alone. These will be very hard to get since the Dunk wave has been hitting during 2020. So do expect these to be very hard to get. If you're going in store, there will be lines. And if you're going online, it'll be heavily botted. So try your luck, and some raffles as well. Raffles can get you pairs easily. I know stores across Brisbane and Queensland are going to be doing raffles, such as Laced Up and Laced AU. So it'll be worth getting the entry in for those ones. Those released during the week. There's no confirmed date yet. For the US, they'll be on the 20th in Australia time. So if you just look at your US retailers, they'll be uploaded on the site. And that's it for the Nike Dunk Low Marines. Next release of the Yeezy Zero 350s. And there are another re-release. It's almost the 6th release now. So they've re-released quite a few times, but they still continue to hold their value. So if you're looking to flip them, still worth recommend copying. You probably make 50, 80, maybe $100 a top. If you get multiple pairs, it's easy money. But if you collect as well, they should be fairly easy to get since they're a re-release, and there's not that much hype around them. They are an OG Yeezy Zebra, so it's one of the most popular 350s. So they still will be hard to get as well, but you shouldn't have too much difficulty getting them. Those will release at normal Adidas Yeezy retailers. Obviously Sneaker Boy, Adidas AU, which should be fairly easy to buy. Adidas stores, potentially. It's still unknown during the COVID situation whether they're going to release them or not. But these will release on the 26th of June, and that's in the US date, which should be 27th or 25th in Australia. But still check your local, so you check the social medias of stores like Adidas AU and JD Sports as well, Sneaker Boy. They'll be posting all that info on their Instagram. So please make sure you're up to date with them, giving them a follow and checking out when the release schedule is, because they are subject to change as well. And last, Yeezy, which has been in the weekly calendar previously, but due to COVID, it's been re-released and it's been pushed back. Is a Yeezy Zion, and the Yeezy Zions will be releasing, hopefully sometime during this week. The date is still unconfirmed, but it's been pushed back to this week sometime. So if you do want to buy them, I recommend, again, just like the Yeezy Zebras, following the socials of Adidas AU, Sneaker Boy, Those are mainly the stores that will be dropping the Yeezys, and JD Sports as well. So just make sure you're checking a follow on their Instagrams, because that's where they will post the information for them. And that's how you're going to get them. There should be decent value in them. Pairs of StockX hitting 500 plus. So if you're looking to resell, it's worth the cop. All sizes do the same, preferably smaller sizes, but they're all the same. If you're looking to cop for personal, they should be fairly easy to buy as well. So good luck to everyone with all the releases. And if you want some of these kicks, we'll most likely have them on Creased Up Kicks on Instagram. We do supply other stock as well, such as Jordans, Yeezys, Dunks, some older shoes as well, all the Blokes. And we do have, for all my resellers, we have a Discord for you guys, a paid one, a yearly membership, which will be restocking soon. And that's it for this release calendar. And thanks for having me.
All right. Thank you, Freddie. Unbelievably insightful. Every time I hear from you, it just makes my bank balance lighter. After last week and this week, there's some amazing stuff coming out. Hey, we're up to Joel's seal of approval. Lukey and I did a rock, paper, scissors before, and I get to go first. Lukey reckons he's going to win. We'll see how he is. All right. These aren't mine, Joel. I've been asked to bring these up for you. Maxie, that was a bit too quick on the seal of approval. You need to get that back up there.
Yeah, we need more time on my logo. My logo is
back.
Just as important as Luke's logo.
Go back up there, Maxie. Look at that. Look at that hair, Luke. Look at the hair there. It's a head of hair.
So much better logo than my logo.
Nice and clean.
Yours looks like you're in the pantomime.
It looks like I'm wearing a turtleneck.
All right. Hey, so these are a viewer request. Look, Joel, these are what we're going to show you today. They're back in the old school days. I don't know if you know what these are. They're from a friend of ours, a mutual friend. He said, I've got to bring these on this week. He reckons you'll love these once you work out what they are.
Yeah,
you know
right. No, I don't know what they are. I know they're Converse.
1993. These are the Kevin Johnson or KJ Converse Run and Slam.
Oh, you're kidding.
No.
Run and Slam. So fitting for KJ.
Yes.
That little dude could get up.
So I got told that you talked about these before. Might have been when you're getting that luscious head of hair cut. So
I've talked about these.
Yeah, you've talked about it with our friend. He sort of said you guys have had a chat about these. Maybe you were listening and you sort of half liked these.
Who is it, man? Who's our? Because I know we don't have a lot of viewers, so it's not going to be a long list if I just went through and guessed them.
Just go through the 5 people. We'll quickly work it out. He might cut your hair.
Just tell me who it is.
No, he might cut your hair and he might cut my hair.
Ah.
There you go.
My man, Evan.
Let's just say,
I've talked. All right, okay. Now this is funny because I just last night I was watching Game 4 of the 1993 finals, which, as you know, Michael Jordan scored 55 points, and in his last play of the game, got fouled by Charles Barkley after Magic Johnson throughout the game was saying Charles Barkley and Michael Jordan should not be going out to dinner together. Charles Barkley should not be acting like he's his friend because it's going to come down to a critical moment at the end of the game where he's going to need to foul him really hard. And then what happens? I mean, Magic Johnson, right? You know, like basically Nostradamus.
Yes. Anyway, back to these shoes. So
I'm talking about the shoes. This is the build up to the conversation about the shoes, man.
Put them back to Jordan.
So KJ's having a fairly average game except for the last quarter, and then he starts to really fire up and, you know, gets a couple of incredible layups through, you know, some real tall timber in the Chicago Bulls defense, including Horace Grant, great shot blocker, and lots of close-ups of KJ because he's doing all this cool stuff. And I'm looking at his shoes last night, which were a black pair of these things. And I'm thinking, what are they? What are they?
Yeah, look at
that.
So there you go.
So there was the white, black and purple, and there's the just black and purple. So you'll probably
the black and purple.
But hey, just before you give your approval, non-approval, you know, the person that put these up will be listening, and if you give the wrong approval and you go for a haircut,
bad haircut. Yeah, that's true.
So what do you reckon, Joel? What do these get? Do these get?
I'm not falling into your bullshit guilt scam here though. Like just so that it's known, just so that it's clear that my assessment is independent of any fear of a bad haircut.
Yes.
And you know, for what it's worth, I know Evan does not give out bad haircuts.
Not at all.
I'm gonna have to give this a seal of approval. Simply because I was already like on to trying to work out what these things were.
See, you know
it's
what?
The nostalgia.
Yeah, I was going to say, you know what the best part about
nostalgia.
These is? They tap into your nostalgia. They tap into that era that you loved, and it was just fitting you happened to watch that game. Let me just tell you, I've got a stream of these. Evan gave me about 30 different sneakers after I asked him which one it was. So for the next 30 episodes, Evan will be giving a seal of approval. Okay. So, hey, that was approval, was it, Joel?
No, wait. No. Wait a second. Wait a second. There's a few.
I don't have a lot of these. To dish out, Luke.
I understand. There's just a couple of
like business cards. I can't just be all like, here's a bunch of business cards.
Yeah. Hopefully we're going to
go first, Lukey. I told you to go first. Excellent. Thank you, Joel. Lukey, what have you got for Joel's seal of approval today, my man?
Got a terrible pair of Louis Vuitton shoes that nobody's going to like. This is called, it's not a particularly good image. This is called, supplied by me. This is called the Louis Vuitton trainer sneaker. They got all the bases covered there. This is a Virgil Abloh design sneaker.
I see.
Based on a Avia basketball sneaker from the year that I will now enter into.
Really? So I look at this thing and my first reaction is it looks like a very high cut and chunkier Jordan 1. Yeah. Well, I guess every shoe back then looked pretty similar.
That's right. So the Avia it was from the 80s, but this is identical to the Avia, just made from heavyweight luxury materials in some place in Europe, courtesy of your friend Virgil. Price of these shoes, $1,800.
$1,800 retail.
That's right, because Louis Vuitton had a 25% price increase recently, so they are $1,800.
Right. Okay. Well, my first reaction to those is they're actually a good-looking shoe. And no doubt they are made with premium grade,
very heavy materials,
extra, thick stuff.
Colorways there, blue and black.
Yep. So they're a good looking shoe.
Yep.
I don't think I would ever rate a pair of high fashion brand shoes. Just on principle. What are they doing in the market?
They're very popular. You can't get them in
They're very popular. They're very popular. Actually, I'll tell you this. Recently, I've become more convinced that one day soon I might be able to get a pair of Off-Whites, because I feel like what he's doing is actually paying homage to Tinker by advancing the designs. But this thing is a brand new shoe. Yeah, it's a close one, Lukey. But I'm going to have to say no seal of approval.
Is it really that close though, Joel?
No, it is. It is. I do like it. I do like it. It's a nice looking shoe. Purely on aesthetics. So the difference here is aesthetics versus nostalgia and reference to actually a shoe that someone played in.
So let's say that was the Avia version of that shoe, same colorway.
Quite possibly.
$180.
That's it. Quite possibly.
But at $1,800, just so we're clear, at $1,800 for a high top shoe that you'll never get the 12, because no one who is big enough to wear a size 12 has a small enough ego to want to buy the shoe.
Yeah, that's right. No, the people who wear these are on the wrong side of the river than I am. I'm a fish and chips boy.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. So that's not a seal from you in this case.
That's not a seal. That is not a seal from me.
Okay. Well, I'm surprised. I'm surprised. This fern is not real. This is not a real fern, and I'm surprised.
Yeah. No, I can tell you went hard on that one.
I thought it was a chance when he talked about all that sort of stuff. It does look a bit like the Air Mag too. That's what it looks like.
Yes, it's because there's a massive shoe.
It's a big chunky shoe.
Unwieldy, ridiculous 4 kilo unit.
Yeah.
You know what it needs? It needs to come with someone to do them up for you, Lukey, and then you'll be good. Right?
It probably does.
They're Joel buy them. All right, so that's 1 approval, 1 disapproval. Next week, I'm going with something from 1994, like Eddie Johnson's shoe or something like that. I'm just going nostalgia all the way for the next 6 months.
All right. You reckon you're on the gravy train? Let's keep it going.
That's an easy win. That is an easy win.
A win's a win. Layup's a layup. I just can't dunk it anymore. Hey, all right. We've got our rate, hate, and debate to finish. No theme today. What I got told was they're just sneakers. So, hey, we've got 3 just sneakers. That's the theme for today. All right, we're going to start with one of our favourites here. Probably going to join the Hall of Fame one day soon. Joel, he's one of your favourite players.
Unbelievable.
That's Travis Scott. Travis Scott, the Air Max 270. Let's bring it up, Maxie. All right, so let's talk about these. So the Air Max 270, designed by Travis Scott, allows for an imaginative time travel. A 90s attitude came through in trail tans and ACG colour props and gives the shoe a vintage appeal, while the well-worn look conveys a back-from-the-future sensibility. Lukey, are we rating or hating these?
Have we got a value on these at the moment?
Yeah, I was just looking it up. 405. So
Resale? Is that resale?
I reckon that's, I think that's resale as of the 30th of May. They were 405 reselling.
Okay.
So I reckon they're a bit more than that. What do you reckon, Lukey?
It's the A. It's what is it? A. What's the inspiration? The A. What's that? AG, ACG, AGC.
ACG.
ACG.
Mm-hmm.
That's it, isn't it? ACG. It's that funny, like their sort of cross-training hiking thing.
Yeah, it does look like them. Yeah.
With that worn vintage stuff.
Mm.
Yeah, he's got the pre-yellowed midsole. Yeah.
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 What do you reckon, Luke?
I think these are close. These are a close second in hate, just behind those shoes that you wear when you're doing joinery manufacturing.
Joinery manufacturing.
Those Under Armours, because I saw these shoes today at the outlet. They're Air Maxes. They're the funny dad silhouette, weird Air something. They're $60 with a lid. When a shoe costs $60 and it has a lid on it, you're in really, really bad shape. Like you are in serious trouble if you're buying shoes that are $60 with a lid. Like that means there's not a shoe that is in demand, and that's what this silhouette is. That same shoe, and those ACGs. That's outlet fodder. No one runs off to the nearest outlet or clicks through on a sneakers release and goes, give me some ACG action. So what they've done is absolute mastery. They've taken combined the lowest demanded elements. He's probably said, Nike, give me your shittiest, cheapest silhouette and I will make you a winner. And he's pulled it off, which is just shows how brainwashed the buying community is with this stuff. I still want those green Jordans with the little pouchy thing, though.
Yeah, I think that's what I was going to say. This is not one of the ones that have actually worked that we could even debate. These ones
they're not working at all.
That's a hate, Lukey.
That's a hate.
That's a hate. Joel, do I have to ask?
$800 resale, by the way, current price, up to $1,600 if you're a 12 and a half.
No.
Not interested in anything Travis Scott does ever, basically. I mean, his shoe talent is about as good as his musical talent. The guy's just got an electronic sort of backing thing to make his voice do crazy things, and he jumps around on the stage. But his shoes, I don't know. He doesn't stay in a lane, does he?
No.
So what's he doing? He's got a Jordan 6. He's got these 270s. He's got the Jordan 3s coming out next. Yep. He's got a few Jordan 4s. Some are purple, some are green, some are like brown. Like, what's he doing? The kids, like you say, Lukey, the kids will just buy anything with Travis Scott's name on it.
Yeah, so I think he's selling shoes for Nike. That's what he's doing at the moment.
That's it. And you guys said that, you know, Travis Scott went to them and said, you know, here's what I'm thinking. The Nike guy said, hey man, we just got the grad to put this little design together, and like, we just did the marketing projection, and it's going to make $20 million. You down?
Where do I sign?
Yeah. And he said, man, I'm high. I'll sign anything.
I don't even have to do anything. So that's a hate, Joel.
That's a hate.
We just got to get it. I'm going to hate too. I think you hit on the head, Lukey, though. It's about that, you know, he's probably gone to Nike, give me whatever crap you've got, I will sell them for you.
Yeah.
That's where
I don't know. They might even be intercepting finished shoes and then returning them back into the production and going, just add the Travis treatment and we'll move forward.
Yeah, give it the Travis treatment.
Yeah, spill some chemical on the midsole, stick a little blue thing on the tongue, and out they go at 5 times the price.
Yeah, call it the distress look.
Mm,
All right, 3 hates there for Travis. No surprise if you know us. All right, our second Just a Shoe is a Presto. This is the South Korea version. This Presto features a zebra pattern, neoprene upper, and a mismatched red and blue laces cage either side. So each side is a little bit different. We can only see one side here. I know you can see 2 on the picture we've got. That's excellent. Good work, Max. Let's see. Special insole graphics and the South Korean flag on the heel complete this look. Joel, do we rate or hate South Korea? I mean, South Korean Prestos.
I mean, I don't mind South Korea as a country. You know, I imagine they're probably going to do better in the sneaker market than North Korea is, just as a guess.
Just.
I'm not a huge fan of the Presto as a starting position, but you know, this thing with the zebra print and then the claims to be something like a flag, it's not really working for me. So I don't need to say much more than that. Definitely not a shoe I would have or wear or would understand, you know, anyone else putting on their feet.
That's a hate. You got to say the word, you two.
That's a hate. That's a hate.
I need to say it. Hey, Lukey, what do you reckon about Prestos? I reckon this will be an interesting conversation. There you go. Look at that.
There we go.
This is one of my life's big regrets.
Down.
Great Presto Lukey showing for anyone listening at home, not watching us, just in case. Lukey, what about the South Korea Presto? What do you think?
I love the South Korea Presto. I would pay $200 for those Prestos. They're probably more than that.
Oh,
These are a fully functional shoe. So functional that I decided to
butcher them.
did some really dirty activities in them, and I regret it deeply. I think the other one's even worse. Regardless, if I was able to replace these, because this is the old model and the new model is, which I have about 5 boxes of over there, is nowhere near as good, I would. So if someone wants to source me a pair of South Koreas, I'm all for it. And I love South Korea because they make fantastic motor vehicles and other electronic goods and K-pop. But I don't really like kimchi. But I like Prestos, but not these Prestos. Well, I mean, I used to like these Prestos. Sometimes I put them on. I'm worried they have a spider in them. They don't always.
They lawn shoes.
That's exactly what they are. They were epoxy lane shoes, and now they're lawn mowing shoes.
Jesus. Hey, so that's a rate, Luke.
It's a hard rate.
Wow,
Presto, first generation Prestos get uniform love regardless.
Hey,
love to wear them.
What about you, Paulie?
Goat price. Hang on a sec. I got the goat price here. I'm just looking at my notes. 155 US. Lukey?
That's a bit expensive.
Hey, I like this too. I actually rate these as well. I like Presto. I'm with Luke. I like this silhouette. I don't mind this colorway. I could see myself wearing these, girl. I might wear them to your house next time when I get them, just because you love them and convince you. But yeah, it's 2 rates for that. I think I reckon we've broken a streak. I think we had like about 6 shoes in a row where we're all hating. I don't think we've rated anything for about 4 episodes. So we got there. All right, our last one. Now, this is something I don't know much about. I got my notes. Okay, this is called an Arc Ace Blue. Let's get this up here. I have limited thing. This was at New York Fashion Week, I got told. And these are my producer's notes. Not much is known about these sneakers yet. Featured at New York Fashion Show. They are men's running shoe with blue, yellow, and orange. So that's all I know about these. Let's have a discussion. Luke, what do we think about the Arc Ace? I don't even know where they come from, who designs them, whatever.
They got some elements of different things going on there. I will say, if this is an original company not related to Nike, you're going to get sued.
Why?
Well, because they've copied so many aspects of
I thought
Nike.
it was about me. I thought you were talking about I was getting sued.
No, you're not getting sued. Well,
what have I done yet? Not yet.
Only because a lot of people didn't hear about that.
North Korea?
North Korea, South Korea? Yeah, that whole thing. Nobody heard that. But once they hear it, the floodgates will open. Regardless, this little pair of treats. Yeah.
Just being told these are a Li Ning brand. That's
it. Yeah,
I just
looked them up.
They're Li Nings.
Yeah, that changes everything. All right.
Yep.
Thanks for the information, Mr. Producer.
Way of Wade.
Yeah.
Of Way of Wade fame.
No, that makes it very interesting. Did you guys watch that Wade video that I put across this morning? Yeah.
Indeed. That man needs some shelves.
I may have commented on it. There was not enough room in that. There was not enough room for all those shoes and his ego in that one room.
No, Dwayne Wade is like that, and his shoes are plastic junk as well. So that room is a real fire hazard. I hope it's not too close to his family. Regardless, that explains everything, because the copyright laws in China are famously haphazard. So you can get away with, I mean, honestly, like if we had the graphic up, I could show you elements of this shoe that are exactly correlated on all different Nike models. I can see all different models in this shoe, and this super chunky design on the sole, all the new generation Nike shoes. If you actually go to the Nike branded shoes and go to the running sections, they all have these super high profile soles that are directly, these shoes are totally inspired by. So I hate those shoes.
Yeah.
Because they're unoriginal. I don't like Dwayne Wade. I don't like seeing his ankles. And I don't like Dwayne Wade so much that last night I played NBA 2K, the 2011 Mavericks against Dwayne Wade's Heat, and I deliberately fouled Dwayne Wade out and held him to 14 for 45. I hate Dwayne Wade.
He had 45 shots.
He took 45 shots because I was letting him shoot because he's Dwayne Wade, and I knew that he was going to wreck his chances. And even the 2K commentators were going, he's really he's really struggling.
He's really struggling.
Dwayne Wade. Yeah, that's a hate.
That's a hate. Yeah, the base of this does look like those new Nikes, doesn't it? It looks like that cage that Nike's been building. That's exactly what I thought it was first.
100%. It is just everything looks Nike about them.
Yeah, and they've got some like that trail running stuff on the top. Joel, what do you reckon about these, mate? Do I have to ask?
If you think these shoes are odd, you should have a look at the Ace High. There's 2 different versions of them that also came out in New York Fashion Week.
Okay.
I don't know if you can see that.
Oh, I'm going to cop those. They're an instant cop.
We'll get Max to put them up.
Look at that.
That's pretty good.
Oh,
Oy,
that's a mutant.
Yeah, they found all the scraps off the floors from Nike and Adidas and thrown them all together and said, "We'll just call it a runner."
So there's been some uranium tipped in the sneaker factory, and there's been some chemical fucking combination going on. I like what I like is that there's some creativity going on, and it's all about fashion. It's all about design from that point of view. I get it, but that's a definite miss from a design point of view for me. So that's a hate.
Yeah. This one, look, I think we had this up here so we could all hate it and move on pretty quickly. I think why Maxi put it up for us.
Thank you, Maxi.
Yeah, it was an easy one to finish off with. So that's 3 hates here. So, hey, we're back on track. Let's get that streak going again. Hey, eventful episode as always, boys. We finished. I think this might be a record. We might be under an hour. Look at us. We're getting better.
I'm just reading about this Ace High. They're $210 and you know, I knew they reminded me of something. They're the Crazy Boost Adidas.
Yeah, they look like a Crazy Boost. Yeah,
that's exactly what they are.
Yeah, that's all they're doing. They're copying.
But did you know that Li Ning in China, because of the sheer volume of sneaker wearers and sneaker consumers, they have more market share through China than, you know, Nike has in America. Like,
oh, no doubt.
Insane the amount of volume that they push out. Like, you're like, oh, Li Ning, you know, they're enormous, enormous. They have their own tech, super 4D studio action. They do all this weird stuff with runners and all sorts of things. Like, they're right into it. So I wouldn't be surprised if 3 of us are working for Li Ning in the next 4 years.
Probably the company we all work for probably owned by Li Ning anyway right now.
Yeah.
We just don't know. Hey,
right.
Li Ning.
Li Ning. Good way to finish. Hey, but the thing with it, right, is if they've got all this tech, Luke, this is where they should be better at it.
They should be better at doing original design than just doing hashed up rubbish. But it's the way they do things over there.
That's the shit. Anyway, that's a good rate hating debate. All right, we've finished. We got there. Lukey, final words. Anything you've learnt tonight? Don't sit in front of a plant that makes you look like you've got antlers. That's one.
Yeah, I've learned that no matter what, Joel likes what he likes, and he doesn't like what you like. So stick it. Yeah.
Harsh but fair words, I'd have to say.
I love it.
Yeah.
Joel, thank you again. Any final words from you, my friend, or statements?
Yeah, I just want to apologise to Jenny. I just you know, throughout the balance of the podcast, I've kind of recognised that perhaps all she was doing was complimenting my shoes.
Yeah, that's right.
So, yeah, I mean, I probably got a little bit overly excited, and yeah, maybe it was as simple as that. So, I'm sorry, Jenny, I didn't mean to offend you.
Didn't mean to offend you. Some Jenny and Nab's going to be watching you go, what the hell's going on here?
Kieran Perkins, on the other hand, he definitely meant to offend you.
You're an idiot. Hey, the other one I've learned is don't sit in front of the plant, Lukey, because it really does look like you've got antlers. It's been distracting the whole day. It's great. All right, we made it to the end. Thank you for listening. If you get here, as always, I don't know how, congratulations. We will see you next week.